We need to draw a distinction between biting and mouthing. We often refer to puppy biting. What we really mean is puppy mouthing. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to talk about puppy biting. But mouthing and biting are two completely different things. Mouthing is actually what we're referring to when we talk about puppies biting us. And mouthing is pretty much what you can identify it by the puppy's posture. The puppy is soft. You can see it's almost playful. There's lots of open mouth. There's lots of soft body postures. There's pouncing. There's play bows. There's lots of modifiers that go along with mouthing. Biting, on the other hand, is a lot more calculated. Often the pup's mouth will be closed prior to a bite. The body language is stiff. You can see there's perhaps sometimes a little stare that goes with it. And typically straight after a bite, the pup will withdraw. If you have a puppy that's actually biting and not mouthing, that's a serious problem that needs to get sorted out now. Please consult with a professional. Puppy mouthing is nowhere near serious. It's more of a nuisance behavior than anything else. Pretty much all puppies go through it, and it's definitely, I would say, in the top 3 of the problems that puppy owners report in puppy classes. So you're not alone. If you feel like your pup is shredding your hands, there's lots of other puppy owners out there going through the same thing. So why do puppies bite? Well, the irony of the situation is they bite to learn how not to bite. Puppy mouthing is when pups learn a very valuable skill called bite inhibition. Bite inhibition, exactly as the name implies, is there to teach the pup how to inhibit their bite. So in other words, how hard or how much pressure they can apply during play, which is not going to cause any injury to the other party. Nature has a really clever way of doing this. She gives the pups needle-sharp teeth, but relatively weak jaw strength. So the pup can elicit a response from the victim without actually causing much damage. And we want this bite inhibition to be learned while the pup is at the stage of not really being able to cause much damage. Later on, when they're an adult, those teeth are more blunt, but the jaw strength is considerably more, and that's when they can really cause damage. That's not when we want them to be learning how to inhibit their bite. We want it to happen when a mistake doesn't cause much of a problem. So during this bite inhibition process, a pup, for example, is playing with another pup, and a lot of the time, bite inhibition, the bulk of it actually occurs while the pup is still with their littermates. They'll be playing with one of their brothers or sisters. There'll be all kinds of biting going on. They'll bite and the victim will yelp. Initially, this means nothing to the pup. They'll kind of go, well, that was an interesting little thing that occurred, and they'll carry on with whatever it was that they were doing. Maybe the victim runs away, or maybe something else happens to interrupt the behavior. Later on, the pup now becomes a victim. They'll get bitten and they will yelp. And that's when they make this reciprocal link. There's this empathy, so to speak, that develops, and they learn that pain is associated with that yelp sound. And this is how they start learning to inhibit their bite. Unfortunately, this bite inhibition process is not complete by the time pup arrives into their new home with us, and they're still going to be testing it primarily on human hands. And day 1, when your pup arrives in your home, is when you're going to set down an incredibly crucial boundary for the pup. And that boundary is going to be no dog tooth goes on human skin, ever. I've always done that with all of my pups, and I've ended up with dogs that are incredibly respectful of humans, especially with regards to using their teeth anywhere near or around humans. You have to have that boundary, and you have to be strict with that boundary for 2 main reasons. Reason number 1, consistency. It's not fair on the pup to allow them to munch on your hands while they're puppies. Even if it is in play, it doesn't matter. In the pup's mind, it just means that they can put their teeth on humans. It's fine when they're puppies. Suddenly, when they're an adult Great Dane, now it's a problem. That's not fair on the dog. If you're going to have a rule like that, you have a rule like that from day 1, no exceptions. If you shift or you fluid with your rules or your boundaries, so to speak, it actually makes your dog look at you and go, yeah, this guy's not the best manager out there, and it tends to undermine their trust that they have in you if you can't even stick to your word with them. The other reason that I have the no teeth on human rule is because it puts too much responsibility on the dog. If you're allowing the dog to put teeth on humans, you're putting so much of the liability onto them. What if they make a mistake one day? We're humans, we've got this great intellect and we make mistakes all of the time. I've been walking for decades. Yesterday I tripped. There's nothing to say that the dog might not make a mistake in the future. And if we have this rule here, we protect the dog from that and we make sure that we're not giving them too much responsibility. So if you have this no dog tooth on human skin rule, does that mean your dog is going to be useless in terms of protecting you? I can guarantee you that's not going to be a problem. Dogs are really good at understanding context, and if you're in a threatening situation, they're pretty good at understanding that the gloves are off, so to speak. Puppy biting is often one of the two main problems that puppy owners have. The other problem is toileting. If you're having an issue with toileting with your pup, check out our video over here. It takes you step by step through the process to ensure that your pup is reliably house trained in double time. Good luck on turning your wild alligator pup into a well-behaved canine companion. If you enjoyed the video, please like, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.